All right, so it's 4:47 p.m., Monday the 14th of July, 2025. All right, time to get off the elevator. Will I be able to make it to the bank on time to pay for hydro, which I haven't done for I'm way overdue. Because I haven't had time to sit down and I wanted to see if I can use my other account that wasn't seized. But you know what? I'm going to go to this new account and have them take it from there. Yeah. Let me focus. Oh my God, that was stressful. I went there and right away I was at a teller. I'm used to waiting so I can take my time to look for the bill and all that I needed. And all of a sudden I was like, panicking. I'm like, I don't know where to find the bill number, or my account number. And then so I'm like, okay, wait. And I'm looking behind me constantly to see if someone could just take my place. I didn't want to be rude. And plus, we're closing in a few minutes, I guess. I think they're closing at 5. But anyway, so I had to look for, I don't remember emailing myself a copy of it, so I'm going onto the website. But then I go into the place where I stash my passwords just to make sure it's the right one, straining my eyes to read. And then I get on, and I'm like, I see the bill, but I'm like, where is my account number? Where's a copy of the physical bill so I could look at it? And I couldn't find it. Navigating all that while being, stressed, right? Stressed in the sense that I didn't want to be rude. I didn't want to be the one at the counter having people wait. But then again, we're in Chinatown and there's always a lot of elderly people, but they're Asian. And so then the tellers are very helpful to them. It's, but I'm not, so I'm like feeling the stress. And I don't know this woman. It's probably new. Or maybe because I'm there later. Anyways, I find it was written, and I'm like, there it is. Yes. And I'm late with it, of course, but it was $120.56. Of course, there's going to be interest added, probably to the next bill. Here's my favorite place. Calm down, settle down. And so anyways, so she said, I think you already paid with hydro with this account before. I'm like, oh. It's all that for nothing, because I don't remember that. Anyways, so that's done. I didn't pay my cell phone bill yet, so I have to do that. And now I know at least with the hydro I could pay online. And still want to try my other account to put some money in to see if the government takes it. Even though they got a seizure on my condo. A lien on it, but it didn't seem like that account had a lien because they didn't take it out. And from what I understand from the guy who owns the company, one of the companies, the main company I work for, we had a chance to chat again because it's been several months and like this, and he's like, well, the government's not going to go after anything with not much money in it. But anyways, I'm going all this to take the long way to get to this subway. Then I got to transfer to get to the gym. And then hopefully I can get to Walmart before it closes at 9. Get some drops, flavor drops for my water and possibly Ziploc bags. Because I spent the whole morning, a good chunk of the morning, at least an hour, rinsing off and laying out the gloves I put that soak in a diluted bleach solution, plus the masks. Set it out on a towel, and then I'd have to keep flipping it and turning it inside out and all that stuff until it eventually dries. It's gonna take a while. And I'm like, is this worth it? But I didn't get panicked. The mask started to get a little cloudy because I guess the bleach didn't wipe off well. And I'm like, should I put alcohol on it and start wiping it? But then I'm wasting money. It's like, what's the point? You know? And then I see that the gloves are getting paler and stretched out. I'm like, I can't have them reused that all the time. And I won't be able to do all that all the time. You know, what am I gonna do? And then it occurred to me, you know, take the time to dry them off. Like, I should have a lot of spares, you know, just like I do, like work shirts, right? So then what occurred to me is that keep doing what I'm doing, you know, collect the gloves, and then whenever I have the chance, disinfect them all, lay them out to dry, and then the ones that I have drying now, I will collect them in a Ziploc bag, and then eventually reuse them, you know. So it's a yeah. So just collect them, even though they look like they're expanding, but while they're drying, they look like they're shrinking. So that's good. See what they look like. Get them nice and dry. Take a few days, of course, maybe a week. Put them into the Ziploc bags. I know they're all large. The small ones that I took from work, they kind of rip, so I don't even bother with those. So it's just the ones that I buy. And then eventually I'll have a whole lot. I could even transfer the 23 cents for each one into offsetting what I owe myself for the courses I paid for. Why not? And just keep it like that. And if they only get used twice, fine. But the ones I use in the bathroom, the ones I sleep with, they've been lasting several months. I use them a few times a day. So some brands are better quality, you know. Let me go in here. All right, just had 2 more protein bars out of the 6 in my box. This morning I had 3. Well, this afternoon. Actually, this morning I wanted to, you know, take a break on making things too elaborate to eat. Just had the pita bread with margarine, whatever was left in the back of the fridge. And I still have a bit left. Quite a bit left. And I wanted to avoid going to the bathroom too much because I needed to get the gloves and the face mask out of the bucket I use. But anyways, brought my hydrogen peroxide because yesterday when I went to the establishment, but I was there after 7, and so it was like it cost $25 for a locker. I'm like, and there's not many people. I'm like, oh well, thank you. So I didn't go. So that was 2 prep pills for not. So I have 2 left over. I'm not taking them because I didn't do anything. I didn't even go in. So I have to get more prep also. But anyways, so this morning I woke up. Originally I think it was dark. Then I went back to bed and I woke up around 8 something. And I think I went to bed around 11, I'm thinking. So, let's say 9 hours sleep. 8-9 hours. I got enough sleep. I think that's what helped me today. I even managed to take the time to set an appointment for tomorrow to go purchase 2 boxes of minoxidil from my original supplier, which is a trek to get to her place. And then I noticed on my Facebook Marketplace, the other guy who sold me last summer was there, had a new ad out, and he charges a bit cheaper. But I went with the original one just to encourage her. I want to get as many suppliers as I can, so I'll buy, 1 or 2 boxes. I'm buying 2 actually. She sells the box $5 more than the other. Plus, it takes me a long time to get there. Whereas the other guy meets me at a place. I only went once with him, but he's still doing it. I didn't message him though. Hopefully, I'll get a box from him too to support it. Keep my stash high in case. Because what's the other choice? They don't sell 5% over the counter here. I'd have to be a member of Costco and get the Rogaine foam, which they only sell, and that's expensive for the membership to Costco and then for the Rogaine. But I mean, that would be a worst case scenario. Or find people which happened, who haphazardly sell some because they didn't need it, or it didn't work in their eyes, or they're women and it says men and they think they can't use it, or whatever. So there's that. Keep an eye on that. Same thing with pre-workouts. Not going to find a supplier for that. So plan B is to always have caffeine pills to tide me over until my favorite brand comes. And then I don't have my favorite brand as often now, because on the days that I don't work out, I don't take caffeine. And there's that. And I should get a blood pressure machine, because that, I didn't think about talking about that, but if you've been with me for a while, I've been paranoid about my blood pressure because the doctor, who many years I never knew what it was. It's just no one ever said anything when they took it. So that means it was okay, but I didn't know numbers. And all of a sudden with a new doctor last year, I get interns, she mentioned it. And then, of course, she mentioned, don't want to get you paranoid. And I'm like, okay. So I'm going to the pharmacy, it's high, I'm going to, basically set up an appointment to get it officially done at that clinic. They set you in a room, you're relaxing, then the machine automatically takes your blood pressure like 4 times, and then they take the average reading. So when I was in there, this was almost a year ago, I guess. Maybe? Or was it during the winter? I'm not sure, because they changed doctors since. Interns only stay 2 years. So anyway, so then the nurse comes in and says, you're fine. Oh, I only took 2 results, but you're fine. It's, I don't know, I think she said 120 over 84 or 119 over 80, something like that. Pretty close to the normal. And she didn't see a problem with it. I'm like, okay. So I'm like thinking, why is the problem at the, getting paranoid, why is the problem at the pharmacy? Maybe the cuff is too small for my arms. And then there was when I went to, it was last year, because I went to an osteopath. Like, I'm going to these people who don't know how to take blood pressure, and they're not knowing that it does fluctuate, it depends on a lot of things. And I never went back to her, because she was a student also. She takes my blood pressure, and also I think she mentioned that. So, anyways, when I took my first responder course, it was the same thing, and I'm aware that it's high, but I have to also be aware that people can't measure it. And it fluctuates throughout the day. So, and this is the one who I would never work with, who took it at the first responder. She's the one with the mental health problems. And it showed towards me. But then afterwards, she's like smiling. I'm like, you fucking borderline bitch. Your child is gonna be fucked up. But anyways, so Then the next day, took it with, there were two people who were doctors, or one is in medical school, the other one finished, I don't know. She took it, the one who was nice, because doesn't have an attitude, very empathetic, seems like it. I don't know, we worked well together. We didn't work well, we didn't work together at the beginning, it was just near the end of the week. So she takes it, and she's like, and I took hers first. She has lower, tends to be lower, and irregular heartbeat. And I'm like, oh, I noticed one time I wasn't paying attention and it didn't seem to beat, like when you take her pulse, right? Anyways, so she clocks me at 119 over 70 something. I'm like, that's not what it's at the pharmacy's in with it, you know? But I'll take it. You know, maybe it's because I had worked out and it was more in the morning, and maybe I was calm, less anxious. I don't know. But she didn't seem that comfortable in her taking, but I think she's very, she doesn't seem overwrought with a high ego, you know? But I'm like, after that, I'm like, she brought her own stethoscope. And then I'm like, I should get myself that stuff to do it to myself. And the teacher was there. And it's like, you can get, one at the pharmacy that automatically takes it. I'm like, yeah, but it's like $45 at maybe I could get a better one. How much is the stethoscope? And then, of course, he says there's a variance of prices. And then the one who's the doctor showed hers, and it was like close to $300. I'm like, oh, apparently you could detect a lot of things. Like if you have air in your intestines, they could hear it. Like when you're about to fart, type thing. So I was like, okay, maybe I'll just start with a regular one. I didn't buy it yet, but I think it would be good for me to do it several times a day. Note the times that it's low, when I'm calm, I think that's a good thing. I'm almost here. And then, I woke up and my back, because I think I overdid it. I did a lot of stretching yesterday. I did the twisting stretch, which I don't know if that helped. It helped for my thoracic spine. It helped for my neck. Get range of motion there. But on my right side, it seemed like I overdid it. Is it swelling? Because at least I know with my shoulder, when I overdo it, I feel it, but then it goes down, and then all is good, It's not like I did irreparable damage. But, you have discs in your back, And then I'm like, maybe it's that. But then it was hurting when I was doing the Cobra stretch. And I was pushing it there, going backwards. Maybe that was it, So basically, I want to find a way to do that twisting stretch, but not to overdo it. And the Cobra also, to not overdo it. Or, I know today I'm not doing any of those two exercises. Just to let it go down a bit, see what happens. Yeah. So that's, what was good is that I was able to kind of, despite, doing a lot of things, I was able to see clearly, not catastrophize anything. That's the word. So it's the first time in a while.